Hey guys, welcome back to whoever's watching this. Um, just start off, I've decided I'm gonna start like this in most of my videos, or I'm gonna try to at least, is remind you guys at the beginning and end to leave any thoughts you have about what I covered in the video, or just anything that you'd like me to talk about um, going forward. Um, Again, this channel doesn't have to be huge. I just want the community to be engaged. So that's what I'll say. Um, so yeah, thanks for watching, and I guess I'll get right into it. I was originally gonna talk about the Artemis 11, right, landing today, or the whole mission, I guess, because I think it's really cool. I do. But when I was talking about it, I guess the simplest way I could put it is that I was just finding myself like not really being satisfied, I guess, with what I was talking about. It wasn't hard to talk about, I don't think. It was kind of just like I started talking about it, and like I knew there was a bunch of things I could say, but it just didn't feel fulfilling to me. And with that said, I think the thing I really want to talk about today is like what it means to chase something that fulfills you. I feel like today there's a lot of distraction just around, generally speaking. I feel like just with social media, and I'm guilty of this as well, there's just so much noise, and it's like it'll suck hours out of your life. And in the grand scheme of things, you really, between schooling and work and whatever else you're doing, you don't really have that much free time. And I guess it's more like spending that time in a meaningful way, something that really matters to you. So to me, that might be something like going outside and hanging out with friends, spending time with family, or just making this video, a 10-minute video where I can just talk and really get these ideas out, even if it's not to like a huge audience. I think it's still important that we all talk about the things we need talk about, and do things that are actually important to us, because I think that's when things actually start to matter, and that's how we get to know each other, I guess. I feel like, generally speaking, a lot of my life I was doing things for others, and I guess within the last 2-3 years that's changed a lot. I feel like it's changed a lot in part due to the fact that I started meeting new people. It's actually crazy how much new people can really do for you. And I don't mean like in a materialistic way. I mean like literally, like just getting to know someone like who has also lived an entire other life separate from you for most of their time here. It's very interesting because you like slowly, piece by piece, pick up on things about this other person, and I think it's really interesting. Yeah, I still feel like I am not 100% there with just speaking to the camera, but I'll get there. So you're gonna have to bear with me for these first couple of months. I feel like a lot of the time people put others on a pedestal though, and I think that'd be something I would urge you to stray against, because generally speaking, all it's gonna do is just drag you down. Because if you're not the priority in your life and you don't really like love yourself first, you can't like really be at a super complex emotional level for someone else. And I feel like you won't even be able to understand them to their fullest, because you're not really trying to understand them as a person. You're, in a way, I feel like by putting them on that pedestal, you're kind of like putting them above what they actually are. And I think that's something that a lot of people do, and a lot of the time I used to do with people like girlfriends and like role models, anything like that, any type of like leader or very important person to me. I put them on a pedestal, and at the end of the day, another thing I like to say is that it's disappointing. No person will ever, like, when you put someone to such a high standard like that, they will never be able to meet that standard. It's not realistic. We're human beings. We're not perfect. We're not meant to be perfect. It's how it is. And to be quite frank with you, you just can't do that to someone else. It's not fair to them. It's not fair to you. And if you're doing it, I would like you to look inward and really decide if that's something you want to keep doing. Because I mean, maybe it does work for you. I'm not one to completely disregard any viewpoint that isn't mine. Again, that's like the whole point of this channel. And I just feel like, from personal experience, like, that's what I felt about it. I think a lot of the time people struggle to talk about things like this because it's been so negative. And I guess they don't really know how to express it, especially young men I've known. I can appreciate that the ladies are much better at embracing their emotions. I think it's something they're great at. But us guys, we just, sometimes, not all of us, but some of us, myself included, just tend to just push stuff down. And it's terrible. And I don't know, it's always like, even if you feel like you have no one, there's always someone there. I promise. Like, even if someone's watching this video right now, like, I'm always here to talk. And as this community grows, we should all be here to talk to each other respectfully. Yeah, I think that, so yeah, or your father, mother, role model, again, girlfriend, anyone, who really cares, best friend, brother, will be there for you. Because at the end of the day, if someone really loves you, they're going to be there through the hard parts too. Yeah. And I feel like there's been an issue going around with talking about things like this, or just talking in general on the internet. Something I really don't like the way it is right now is the comment section. And I think that's going to be like a big emphasis on my channel. It's kind of like trying to make sure the comments are not very like super like angry at each other, because like some people will literally get in a comment section just to make other people angry, and that's not what the point of this is. The point of this is that we can actually talk to each other like respectfully, and I think that's something that's very important to me anyways, and that's what I will be doing, just to make sure that everyone can get their point out without being completely shut down from the beginning. Is something that's going to be very important to me. Even if I don't necessarily agree with what the person's saying, there's a reason we have free speech, and I'm not going to be the type of guy to be like pseudo censoring someone because I disagree with what they're saying. All due respect, some opinions are very controversial, and I would like to say even those are welcome here. Because I will, don't get me wrong, I'm still going to say I disagree, but you're allowed to have your opinions. And I feel like in this I guess, emotional epidemic where people just feel like they can't talk to anyone and the whole world needs to be kind of just yourself in your own bubble, almost like your own very close knit group of people, which is good in its own respect, is kind of strange because humans are meant to be social creatures. And yet, when we have to talk to anyone who's outside of that bubble, I feel like everyone, myself included, tends to just go into fight or flight, you know? Um, and I feel like a lot of people sometimes, I feel like, no, not a lot. Some people take advantage of that, which is something I think is disgusting. I'm not gonna lie. I think it's pretty bad. How people think that. Sorry, I forgot to close my door. Well, what was I? Emotional epidemic. Yeah, that some people just get trampled over, and I think it's kind of sad. Debate should be just both sides talking, not like one side just talking over the other. And yeah, I feel like I'm gonna try and stay away from things that I feel are just like, I guess, universal beliefs. I don't know if that term feels wrong, but I guess things that you guys aren't interested in talking about are things that I am also interested in knowing, because obviously if you guys aren't comfortable talking about something, and I mean like a large like percent of you, you know what I mean, because I'm not gonna like not talk about something because one person doesn't want to talk about it, and say like there's 10 viewers and the other 9 want to. I'm gonna talk about it, and I guess I will give a fair warning if I need to, because this channel is not like sugars and cupcakes and rainbows. This is like, I'm trying to get down, like talking about some serious stuff. Yeah, I think that's the majority of what I have for today. Again, I kind of just get on here and kind of just like say whatever comes to mind, which seems kind of weird, but it's fine. Again, I don't think I'm ever gonna really be, or at least not for the beginning stages, like be putting things like under on top of my video. I think that's like the stupidest thing ever, because it's like, should our attention span really be that bad that like we need like a Subway Surfers clip on the bottom to like stimulate ourselves so we can actually listen to someone talking? Like, I'm just a guy. Like, that's it. I'm just a guy. And yeah, it should be no issue with just talking to someone. I feel like one more small point I want to make is that I feel people are like have major issues with such like small situations, social situations. I feel like it's overstimulating, and I think you're right to feel that. But again, I feel like there's something powerful about being over to actually, I'm stuttering, being able to actually overcome that issue instead of just kind of like get sucked into it. So yeah, I mean, obviously, another thing is that this channel is kind of harder to do when no one's talking yet. So I'm kind of just, again, I'm saying whatever comes to mind, and I'm hoping going forward to talk more about what you guys have on your mind, and just share some perspective, maybe think of some things that you guys hadn't when you're talking about stuff. And yeah, I guess at the end of the day, I kind of just really want to be a resource, and well, not like a tool, that sounds weird, but like just someone who's around, it doesn't seem seems pretty cool to me. Thank you for watching. If you made it this far. These videos, I don't know where this is gonna go, but I mean, I'm having fun. Literally, like, this morning, this is all I was thinking about. I'm not gonna lie. After my first video went up yesterday, I was like, really like, just wanting to make another one. I'm trying to keep, I guess, my updates scheduled. We'll see. I might, honestly, knowing myself, I might just start talking whenever I want and just uploading. I think that's it. Thanks for watching. And leave a comment if there's anything you want to talk about. Keep things respectful. And yeah. Later, guys.